Good evening, basket dwellers. This kind of tends to be how I visualize you. The basket case movies are better than I think I have a right to be. Some of that kind of special effects style is creeping back in. There was that Onyx the Fortuitous had big scary masks. And God, Shaky Shivers had like some decent like weird zombie effects. You know, stuff that goes a little bit more monstery and a little bit outside the kind of standard I'm just sort of a rotting person deal, you know? But you just don't quite see as much. I feel like there's room for expansion there, you know? I haven't so much as loaded this, so I'm not even sure what the controls are. Maybe it's mouse, maybe it's a controller. Maybe it's for the HTC Vive, and I don't have one. So I guess we'll find out in a moment. Nonetheless, I'll load the fucking controller. Alrighty. Double click on this fucker. Alright, let's update Steam. That's great, thank you. Fuck me, I'm tired today. I went to the wrong Dune, which I'm still sort of annoyed about. I mean, it is my fault because, like, it said so, but still. You know, I do feel like if I'm impulse getting a fucking ticket to Dune, I click the thing and it's just like, oh, Dune 130, great. Get in there and I go, hang on a second. I think this is Dune 1 and not the sequel. And now I can't go tomorrow because it's fucking Saturday and there'll be other people there. That's part of the fun of going to the fucking cinema on a fucking weekday, man. There we go. What's happening? Okay. And we're fucking off. Did the noise just stop? Alright, there we go. Okay. Alright. Controls, okay. So move, classic, aim, okay. Inventory, interact attack, and run. Next being run feels a little weird. Creatures plural. About the last thing in the world I'd want would be to have an ex contact me to tell me that she's dreaming that I'm getting killed by creatures. So this is an interesting thing because the game calls itself 8-bit and there is there's slithers of 8-bit aesthetic in this, but it's definitely not 8-bit. I played 8-bit games. I grew up on, like, it mentioned the Famicom, and it's like, look, even aside from the obvious things, Famicom games did not look like this. You couldn't get a still on the Famicom to look like this. Alright, nope. That's... How do I fucking exit this shit? Let's back up. Alright, there we go. I kinda do want a talk show set in my house. Alright. I can scoot about. I'm glad it's active. The music's a little closer, but it's still... I suppose... I say it's, like, maybe a bit too complex, but then there's, like... the fucking solstice music, and that's batshit. Yeah, I need more sleep too. What's that plant about? Oh, hey, Van Gogh's sunflowers. Oh, hey, Van Gogh's fire extinguisher. I run everywhere in video games and never run in the real world. And I gotta do something about that. I gotta run more often. It's that vicious cycle of you get kind of beefy and you don't want to run, and then when you do run every now and then you get like a splint in your calf muscle because your fucking calves aren't used to it, and so you're just like, I'll put it off. But you don't want to get fat, so you work out, and then you just become this immobile fucking lummox. Not a dildo, but your dildo. I mean, you say that like you're not going to meet monsters. I do like it when the character tells me shit I should be doing, because my mind and the character's mind are different minds, and that's an important detail to like, you know, keep when you're doing something like this. Na 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 na. He surely hasn't been ripped apart by monsters. I bet he's been ripped apart by monsters. Ack. Oh no. Monsters that hate student films. Looks like there's been an explosion in the old bean room. I can wait. One last beautiful work of art. Roast film. Put it back in there. I mean, I suppose where would I put it? But it just feels like, I feel like I couldn't leave it in the oven. That just feels wrong. Where am I going to put the fucking roast film? I think tartaric acid is also one of the chemicals you use to make, like, the salt and vinegar flavor. I've seen that in, like, some Euro houses and flats where, like, the washing machine's just in with the fridge and shit, because that's just where the plumbing is, I think. Oh. Can develop the photo of Rebecca Chambers. Alright, might as well bite the bullet. One of the obvious horrible things I'm gonna go fucking look at. Fucking. Ugh. I would not want to keep developing chemicals among, like, the shampoos and other things that I occasionally rub on me. Ah, they got me! Yeah, she's alright. I mean, over 35 and... Alright, can I equip wrench? That's the meat and potatoes. It's not bad. It's got range, it's slow, but, like, Alright, so I can attack in all kind of directions. It's not like I gotta get him in line kind of thing, although judging the attack from the fucking portrait's gonna be... Oh yeah, it's the chemistry. I don't need to read about chemistry, it's fine. Cinema. The guru. Ugh. Oh yeah, that's right. I've got the cam set for like fucking me playing silly buggers. Where is a good spot for it? Maybe bottom right? I'll try bottom right. Alright, how the fuck do I do this here? Oh, come on, brain. Alright. So, where is the fucking stream bit? No. Oh, there it is. Fucking. Alright, that should be mostly out of the way there. Alright, so we'll do a little test run. We'll go read the chemistry books again. Maybe I'll go to the top left. What happens in the top left? Fucking nothing, that's what. Like, that's a stupid question. Who does anything in the top left corner of anything? That's dumb. I'll get even smaller. The art style kind of reminds me of, there's so many, my brain, I'm fucking tired, I don't know why, but like, it reminds me a little bit of, Maniac Mansion, but like, there was a zhuzhed up one done in the Scum engine, which, oh, piss tits, fuck ass. There we go. The TV. Finally something we agree on. Alright. Okay. De Relictus. Blah, 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 blah. The desiderium is sealed from the outside world by the sulfur symbol in a layer of lapis fictus, which is red and hard as diamond. It can only be dissolved by autism. To obtain autism, you need the acids of the Tartarus, tamed by iron and blessed by sunlight. Alright, so things are capitalized usually as clues. So acids, tartaric acid, alright, yeah. Iron, blood, blessed by sunlight. Something about this. The film in the oven was doing something. I mean, it's never a good idea to put a movie in the oven. Yeah, like, well, his girlfriend had like, it has to be dark, and I'm like, woman, if light doesn't touch my face when I wake up, I will not get out of bed. I can't live in this weird, like, void. You fucking blackout curtains up. Let's try and look at the shirt. Right. Ooh. It's always interesting that can I look under the bed? Oh, piss ass. Aha. Alright. I like when, like, the attack can have sort of active functions in the world outside of just clicking on shit. Alright, guessing I can't do that one. What else can I smash? Alright, look, Ivan, fucking, you know. What are you up to? Well, his short films are in the kitchen now. Okay, so I got... Okay, so I need tartaric acid, which was in one of those fucking chemicals. Was that in the... I mean, normally that'd be in the kitchen, if memory serves. You use it to make, like, the salt and vinegar flavoring. Where's the turlet? Something in here. I think I need them. Like, I need them to create goo that'll destroy... Alright. You know... That's a lot of trophies. Sucked in, peasant. It's weird that there are no trophies in the bidet. You know, could you not put some in the bidet? Alright. So it doesn't matter what you're looking at if you're near like an observable thing, you kind of just click to it. That's... shall I leave? Okay. Alright, so I don't know if Ivan's okay. Maybe I gotta read that book better or something. Okay, so, yeah, okay. So I got the lapis fictus, orosaceo, potato orosaceo, you need the acids of the tartarus. Okay, tartaric acid, some blood, and sunlight. Okay, so I've produced sunlight. Alright. I got sunlight. I have an idea about, like... I'm not getting any... I mean, is that like a relevant... Like, is that, you know, the film reel up there? I mean... Alright, yeah. Alien language. That's fine. Alright, what am I missing here? Sunlight sneaks in a little. Air conditioner doesn't want to do anything. Premiere frame. Doesn't look like I can look at the pants specifically. Nothing important there. Can't click on that. Oh, I already have the building. That's right, I'm a fucking idiot. Okay, put the toner in the glass. I'm an idiot! I need toner, I need blood. Where was the blood? It must be in the bathroom. Maybe I can use the toner glass on, like, the fucking... this bit. Okay, so... Ouch! Alrighty. Well. Something's gonna fucking happen. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna turn the light out. Yeah, there we go. Bit of fucking mood up in this fucking cunt. Okay. Incorrect. Sunshine, lollipops, and mirror blood. Or Tachio. Alright. Okay. I mean, I'd have been, you know, concerned. A website? With prestige, you say? Do any of those still exist? Like, I swear, although, you know, everything's fucking collapsed. Oh. Okay, is that a candle? Christ, man, imagine going to this much fucking trouble. Lavendolium. Oh, that does. Right. Healy juice. Yeah. Can't. Such a bad habit. Okay. Do I have a... I don't have a key for that. So that looks kind of like... You know... Yeah, that's what I came out of. Oh, hell yeah. Tits. Now this is what I'm fucking talking about. Ah. Ow. Ah, fuck you. That is a bucket of cunts to aim with. But that was really sweet. See, a key part of this is the near total lack of fucking loading. You know? It's just like, bip, bip, bippity bip. Great. That's good, because I was worried the fucking cutscenes were just going to be a little slack in terms of production values. This was really good. Didn't overstay its welcome, did what it had to do. You know, I was also worried it might be like fucking Quantum Break, where it's just like, ah, oh, here's your 15-minute TV show. We're going to act the shit out of it. And instead it's like, no, it's this. This is great. This is perfect. Look at this. Look at that. That's not how a head should be. That's great. And then immediately we're here, you know? We're in it to fucking go. Ah, I'm gonna use the D-pad. Fuck this shit. Oh. There's like a slight diagonal where she won't be all the way turned. You see? Ah. So like if you tap left, you don't get all the way left. You get like down there, which is not where the angry tongue lady is. So I gotta like, it even does it with the thumbstick. I was hoping maybe the thumbstick could give me kind of instant. I'll skip it this time. Watch it twice in a row. Ow. Ah, yeah, eat shit. Doesn't bode well. I wouldn't, like, look, like, you know, any fucking potential women folk listening to this, don't feel like you gotta follow me into the weird depths of hell. Just assume I'm already fucking dead. Why not? I'm curious. Alright, that's my health up there. I'm glad it, like, takes place in the apartment block. That's cool. Ah! I mean, alright, but, like, I was hoping it'd go a little bit longer. I mean, that was fucking sweet, though. I do, like, I'm not opposed to, like, the FMV cutscenes being a little longer or, you know, having some dialogue and stuff as per, you know, as necessary. But I think the brevity there was really the key to it. You know, just well shot, great special effects on the fucking weird lady head. But yeah, I mean, that's got legs. It's interesting. Yeah, I'm kind of curious to see how the overall, you know, how much the uh, the actual gameplay presentation and the cutscenes can, whether they can interact or if they clash in terms of creating like a scary atmosphere. I don't think it's impossible. I think some of it will come down to that speed of just getting through the transitions, you know. Let them, I think if you kind of like move between them quick enough, you can start to confuse the barriers a tad, you know, get the kind of mood to spread across both the, you know, realist, you know, obviously quite, you know, okay, quite well done. That was a very good little, you know, for like, what, 10 seconds of fucking film or whatever, that was quite good. Um, well, I mean, it's not the game, it's the demo. Like, I do sort of wish it went a little bit longer. Just, you know, give me a little bit more. But I mean, look, you know, it gave you a fucking item puzzle. It gave you a, you know, a general taste of how the game works. Gave you some combat, and it gave you one of the cutscenes. So can't argue with that. I wonder how much of it they've got done. I wonder what the work is that's got to go. I wonder if they're doing the game work at the same time as they're doing the filming, because that wasn't just like, oh yeah, let's film some shit for this game filming. That was well done. And granted, you can do that a lot cheaper today than you could 20 years ago, but still, you know. I mean, that was good. Lasted for 15 seconds, but oh well. You know, sometimes these things happen. Alright, what else can we do? I mean, I bought a spinner. Wow, look at that action. But it just occurred to me, I'm not sure if I've got anything that actually runs off of a spinner properly on this fucking computer. All the arcade games are on the cabinet outside. I got some Atari stuff, but as far as I know, the fucking RetroWatch cores for the Atari, none of them have, like, any of the spinners or dials as options, which seems like a massive, baffling oversight to me. And the standalones do, but I haven't touched those or even gotten around to, trying to attempt to set one up. Like, I was thinking of putting this in the cabinet outside, but I was fiddling with it and the, whatever that thing's called, the, ball earlier. And honestly, like, it's hard to validate. There's probably one or two games where you really need the ability to, like, spin it, you know? You really got to get that flywheel quality of it just going the fuck around. Like, look at that go, you know? The trackball doesn't do that. The trackball will spin, but not for that long. This has a great weight to it, which is marvelous. I do want to get something kind of a little closer. Like, there's little hacks you can do to, like, basically make one of these out of a mouse. And I might do that, because the, whatever the fuck, the adapter's just not that great. I mean, this has nothing approaching the fucking, this doesn't spin. It rotates, which is, not bad for an actual Atari 2600 fucking driving controller from, fuck knows when. But you sit there and you go, eh. It's so wild, like, just how the early days of console gaming, there was no standardization. It was just like, yeah, this is a driving controller. And if someone tried to hand you this as a driving controller today, you'd be like, what the fuck, are you on crack or something? And it was weird, because, like, honestly, you could, I used to have those remote control cars that got control with a little wheel. The spinner is for, so, like, for the Atari one, it has, put the fucking light back on. The spinner has, driving written on it, because it's for driving games. It's analog. It was, this was how they were able to have an analog signal interpreted into the fucking thing, and, that was what it was for. So for, any kind of little driving, thing, the little bar in Arkanoid, like that's really kind of what stuff like this is for. There's that skateboard game, 720. There's really, all told, probably only, I'd be surprised if there were even 100 arcade games. Fucking, it's coming in hard. 100 arcade games that had, the need for the, there we go. Let's not just have it, like, fucking roasting me. About 100 arcade games that actually had a need for the spinner. Probably a few more on the consoles and whatnot, give or take, but there's just not a lot. And there's just not a huge amount of call for it these days, which is sort of a shame, because I do think there's, these little, the physical parts. Assembling an entire fucking, having old consoles around is in a lot of ways impractical. And there are some good, like, solutions for some of the problems that you face in modernity, like, a SD card reader where the CD drive used to be, because the CD drives in some of these things are just fucking shot, and there's no way of really repairing some of the older ones, And so you just put, like, a SD card adapter in there instead, and you can, play the games on the original hardware. I mean, really, as emulation comes along, and as, as it's easier to throw more horsepower at any of the problems, it just becomes easier to emulate things. But I do appreciate the the physical side of it, because that is something, that is material. Yeah, some of the old style racing games, like you'd have seen the ones with, like, the funny little wheel. There's actually the company that sells this on fucking AliExpress actually has a wheel, because, like, the little thing, this little spinner knob comes off and they have a wheel that you can go on, and a full 360 spin wheel. Those little top-down games where it's a one-to-one, like the wheel spins and your little car goes around, that would use the spinner as well. I am tempted to get one of those wheels, actually, because it would probably work quite well for some of the sort of console-based racing games. I've been looking, just trying to get one of those real low-level racing wheels, like the ones that just use rubber bands and shit, but it's hard to get one of those that doesn't have, like, this yawning fucking dead zone in the middle, and it's just like, well, I can't play the fucking game now. I mean, I got like a fucking, Logitech GT thing in here, but it's just too much. Like, I don't need a fucking force feedback wheel for like Master System racing games. Just not necessary. Well, I mean, Outrun works with, at least, I think Cannonball Run. I know at least it completely works with the update. Like, there's someone created like a side program that puts all the force feedback data through to wheels, so you can just play Outrun like it was played back in the original arcade. It used I think it was a 270-degree wheel, if memory serves. I don't know, I don't think I have anything else installed except maybe fucking Darkwood, but I just don't want to be kind of like angry and upset. Crow Country is coming out soon, which makes me very, very happy. Playing that when it comes out. Oh well, we might just call this a short one then. It doesn't need to be 4 fucking hours long. I'm kind of tired anyway. It can be brief just like the game. Yeah. That was Tenebris Somnia. I am curious, those live action sequences, and particularly the fact that they're good, is one of those things that just makes me worry slightly, Like, it's such an extra bit of work on top of making a game. I just don't want it to not get released, A spinner will basically work, so it's spinners and trackballs require like absolute position, because it's not like an analog stick that is analog data moving along whatever theoretical axis you're applying it to. Like, you can sort of apply it in that way, but the problem is it'll it's why, especially the ones, the spinners just keep going round and round and round. It's why it was used for like those little games where the car can do a full 360, because just wherever you turned it was wherever the car was turning. It was just 1-to-1. It can I assume it could work. Like, I know there are probably some tank games that it works for to like spin the turret on top. I'm can't even think of one off the top of my head, but I'm almost certain such a thing exists. Okay. I mean, where are we? Have a little look-see at some of the trailer for it. I mean, there's someone with no skin. That's, JP from Street Fighter doesn't look too good there. That's an unhealthy relationship. God. I mean, I will say that is not 8-bit. It's minor, I know, but like that is, you know, like it's a pet peeve, I'll admit. But that is as someone who grew up when like 8 bits was the number of bits you were allowed to have. I mean, like Mario, like Super Mario Bros. That's an 8-bit game. That's I'd have shit my brain out if I saw an 8-bit game with not even the cutscene. Like, ignore the fucking cutscene. Like, that would have come on a promotional VHS that would have come with the game. But like, it's just that those graphics alone. Like, you'd have maybe gotten that on like some kind of home computer. You could have gotten that on the Commodore 64, perhaps. Some of the early Sierras and things like that could do pretty much exactly that level of graphics. I mean, controlling it wouldn't have been as fun, Probably a few effects and a few other little things that would have been out of their fucking range, but I mean, like you go back and look at some of those fucking games, man. Simple fucking things. We've used all like games where you just like reading about them, and this is like, yeah, you can't have like, like there was a limit to the fonts they could use for like names and shit, because that alone, like you've got like X amount of pixels, and that's it. Like you've got 26 kilobytes worth of fucking space here. I mean, I could see like, yeah, 5 hours would be great for something like that. Wouldn't even need, longer would be great, obviously, but you know, I bet my only concern is if this is like, I just want it finished. I just worry that like maybe the filmmaking part and that there might be like a bit of a divide in terms of like effort put in, or is this a game made by someone who really wants to be making a movie, that kind of thing. Because both parts were really good. Like that was really genuinely solid. The game part was good, and the fucking cutscene was good. And I just don't. I don't want to be excited and then like, oh, remember that demo that was good? Yeah. Um, let's have a look. Fighting horrible creatures. I mean, coming soon. Here's a recap video. Okay. When's that? Okay, so that was like, December 31st. I mean, I know why it says real actors, but like, I just, like it was going to be puppets maybe? With puppets. I mean, the fact that there's another game in there is at least. No fucking way. These people had a hand in Black Heart? Huh. Well, now that's an interesting twist in the tale. This goes back a long fucking time. That is one of the earliest fucking God, from the makers of Blackheart. Why didn't you say from the makers of Blackheart? Oh, God. That was one of the first, like, I'm going to try and make a whole, original game in Mugen, which you can probably tell by some of the, like, clearly, like, Microsoft Paint artwork. Yeah, I could see puppets or Muppets. Or maybe some kind of, like, I don't know, discount third-party Muppet. Gruppet. But also, I bet that's, like... It's probably a bigger cunt. I don't know, like... Part of me feels like it'd be a bigger cunt to work with, but then, like, you can kind of just get away with a lot. Also, like, gore effects on puppets, could be fun. Fucking Blackheart. Oh, that's a little Susie's growing up moment for me. Look at you. You made Blackheart when you were like in high school or some shit, and now you're like fucking filming your scenes for your fucking Goddamn FMV horror game. Ah. Alright. Well, fuck it. It was a short one. I was thinking of getting like there was some other horror game I had in the back of my head, but I forgot what it was and I couldn't find it again. Maybe I imagined it. It's happened before. I completely invented a Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds cover of No Scrubs. And you have to understand, I've heard that song in my dreams. And it's a good song. Because it's real bare bones. Like, if you ever go listen to Nick Cave's cover of Black Betty, it's just him in, like, a guitar slapping it. And it's mostly just his voice. It's a good cover. And it's like that. And, like, he's taking it super seriously, but it's like, I don't want no scrubs, you know? Alright. Well, go to bed or I'll tell your mums. Uh, put money into the thing. But the money goes. Watch my show or I'll bash your fucking kids.